What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA football opening lines show. If you want to watch the entire show, hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's keep rolling. We move on to UMass at Liberty. UMass 0-3 at Liberty, 8-1, a blemish now on Liberty's record thanks to a blocked field goal with no time left. Liberty opens up as 38.5-point favorites. They're now down to 37.5-point favorites. The total sitting at 57.5. The UMass FAU game really upset me. I felt like FAU wasn't the kind of team that was going to, put up 50 points on UMass. Yep. That under was right there, and UMass to cover was right there, and yet I did nothing. They're averaging so it's a third straight lopsided loss for UMass. 61 Fahrenheit, Lynchburg, Virginia, partly cloudy, 3 miles per hour. UMass third straight loss, 24-2 at FAU. They're averaging just 4 points per game. They have one offensive touchdown. The one touchdown. Forget offensive. They're being outscored by an average of 34.7 points per game. They're only putting up 174.3 yards per game. Liberty comes in off their first loss of the season, 15-14 at NC State. Malik Willis did not look good. 13-32, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. They only managed 279 yards of offense, well below their season average of 467.3. So I know that UMass has played 3 tough opponents to start the season, but I see Liberty as a very different team than FAU. I see Liberty as a team that wants to run up the score. I also think this is an angry Liberty squad. So I want this to go down. And if it continues to go down, it's gone down a point from its opener. I want to take Liberty. I think Liberty wants to win 50-7 after losing 15-14 to NC State. Let's start with CMac here, UMass Liberty.
Yeah, I couldn't take UMass. Last week it was good. It was way too many points for FAU to be laying there, and the under both were good. This is a lot. I hate laying wood. It's a Liberty or pass. Liberty, I think, wins this game, like you said, Jimmy, 50. But I'd hate laying big numbers. Buffalo got me. I laid one big number with Alabama this weekend. It worked out, but I hate doing it. But that'd be the only play. I mean, I wouldn't want to take UMass here. They can't score. They can't throw the ball. They can't move the ball. And you're probably right. They win. It just weird scores happen, when you're laying this much. You know what I mean? 44-7, something like that. So I'm probably going to stay off this game.
I certainly wouldn't make this move had Liberty beaten NC State. But I see this as an angry Liberty squad. John Ryan, UMass Liberty.
Well, the lines pretty much say a 47-10 type of game. So again, the pivot point being 28 points, Liberty is obviously going to score more than 28 points in this game. I think that's quite reasonable. It may be 28 points in the first half or the first quarter. So if I had any lean on this game, it would be certainly Liberty. And like I said on Saturday, it's not laying wood. It's like laying a lumber yard. 38 is – I don't know if I could do that, actually. I don't think I've ever bet a favorite that big, but all the evidence would point to Liberty.
Yeah, and its name's Liberty. You're laying – you ever think you'd say you lay 38, 37.5 with Liberty? Come on.
Yeah, that's they are undefeated, though.
They are. I know. They are good. Against the spread, they're 6-0 the last 6. I've been on them all year. I didn't play them last week, but before that, yeah.
Nolly knows UMass Liberty. This total sitting at 57.5.
If I look at it as a total perspective right away, I'm thinking over. And the reason for it, because Liberty can just name their number. You look what they did against Southern Miss, put up 56 points, but also gave up 35. So that's a big concern when you talk about their defense, because they're giving up a lot of points to teams that typically don't. 24 against Western Kentucky, 34 against Florida International, teams that those are season highs for those teams, being that they score fast. That's the reason for it. I expect a lot of points on the Liberty side. Will UMass be able to do it? That's the one concern when I look at that. UMass, their defense was actually their strong point last week. They were able to get 6 sacks against FAU. Their defensive front was their strong point, but still, the only points they got came off the safety. Still, the defense. So that's the concern for me, you know. So here, I mean, I don't like getting involved in these type of games. It's tough, you know, but I would lean towards the over though.
You see this? They've got one touchdown. So they lost 41-0, 51-10, 24-2.
Yeah, but
So,
that's against Marshall and Florida Atlantic. You know, you talk about Florida Atlantic, that's a tough defense. You know, they get a lot of sacks. You know, and
I'm just saying Liberty will have to score them all. That's all I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I think they're going to have to score it. I mean, Liberty, could give up a couple late touchdowns, and like we see, that's why I'm off the game. These backdoor covers, big spreads, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm off.
The reason why I think I'm going to get to the window is I just see this as an angry Liberty squad. And
yeah, they should name it.
And they want to put a beat down after their tough loss. And also, these guys want numbers. Malik Willis, he wants to put up 400-plus yards after that showing against NC State, 3 picks and just 172 yards, completed just 13 of 32 passes.